I believe that Springfield's future hinges on smart, sustainable growth, and Ford SGF does provide a really solid roadmap for that. For me, there are two priorities that really stand out. So, housing and neighborhood development. Springfield is facing a housing shortage, so we need to ensure that we have a diverse mix of options that are affordable, safe, high quality, and accessible. So, strengthening neighborhoods while promoting development will help us maintain the city's unique character while also meeting the needs of our growing population in Springfield. The second would be economic development and workforce development. So a thriving economy depends on attracting and retaining a strong workforce. So investing in workforce training, supporting local businesses, and ensuring that Springfield remains a place where people want to live and work should be a priority for us.
So looking at our code update, I believe that that might be the single most important aspect of our Ford SGF plan, because not only does it allow for zoning reform, which we need in Springfield to address our housing supply as well as housing diversity, but we want the mixed use developments. But also, I believe that allowing for a more streamlined process for permitting as well as the approval process for applicants to be able to develop is a key aspect. And the trade-off will be improving design standards. We need to improve upon how our buildings and how our spaces look. And so I think that that is a win-win to have a streamlined permitting process, but also to improve upon our design standards. And all of that leads into the other two priorities that I want to speak on, and that is neighborhood revitalization, but also entrepreneurial stewardship. So I'm a firm believer, I'll die on this hill, that we need to shop local, create local, and own local.
I think all the elements of Ford SGF are important because they reflect our community's desires for what we want to be in the future. The three that most stand out to me, first is housing. As we think about the success of a community, we can have all the other elements in place, but people need somewhere to live. And I think that's particularly true when we're looking at young families who have been increasingly priced out of home ownership being an option with the imbalance we see between supply and demand. And we're several thousand units short across different price points, across different types of housing. We cannot solve that unless we are committed to achieving the Ford SGF goal of adding housing options for residents in Springfield. The second element that stands out to me from Ford SGF is the idea of outdoors everywhere, which is found in the idea of connecting to nature and initiatives found in the plan like Ungap the Map for Ozark Greenways. We live in such a beautiful area in the Ozarks. There's so many outdoor resources, so many things to do, that the more we can invest in that, the more it improves the quality of life for our residents. It makes it a more attractive place for people to come and visit, and hopefully when they visit, they find out how much they enjoy it and they'll want to move here. But that's a real quality of life driver and a way that we can improve our community. The third item that I would identify is corridor improvements. As we look around the city of Springfield, we have entryway corridors that are not up to where that they should be. And that's a real opportunity to invest in making our city more welcoming as people are introduced to it, but also invest in corridors that can add economic activity, can add jobs, can add housing, and take advantage of areas that are currently underutilized along existing transportation infrastructure.
So I'm an architect and real estate developer, so I kind of see things from multiple perspectives. I think neighborhoods right now are one of the things that really need our attention, and Forward SGF has some components of that for neighborhoods. I feel like Springfield has generated a new comprehensive plan, and each neighborhood should have its own little mini comprehensive plan generated. And so that way there's some certainty for neighborhoods and developers around the edges of the neighborhoods. I also think that we really need to be thinking about higher density housing in our city. We do have a housing crisis, and creating more housing opportunities for people, whether it's affordable, attainable, duplex, triplex, whatever they are, we need more. And I think both the neighborhoods and the city have some responsibility in helping solve that problem. Number three, I really think we need to continue growth in our city and the city boundaries, both in the downtown district as well as the arterial corridors. We have the opportunity to grow within our city boundaries and have better economic vitality for our city, both in terms of property tax, sales tax. And those kinds of growth areas and growth patterns would also lead us to a point of being able to have better transit facilities long term.